Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Redolessence. Welcome back to another video and thank you so much for joining me today. And in today's Cephalabon contributor video, we're going to be taking a closer look at the brand new release by the Australian brand Goldfield and Banks. This one is called Purple Suede. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on this leather and lavender fragrance and also tell you about an exciting giveaway, so make sure to stay tuned. Now before I begin today's video and I tell you all about Purple Suede, the brand new fragrance by Goldfield and Banks, and I tell you how it did on my skin, how it performed, how it smells, how it evolved, I do want to start things off by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance related content, please do consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. It would mean so much to me. Also make sure to hit that bell notification so you can be notified whenever I do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you take something of value from today's episode or if I gave you the opportunity to learn about something new today. So here we have a fragrance that was composed by Elias Hermenides. He is a perfumer who has done quite a number of works in the past, including Jay-Z Gold, and you do have the opportunity to win a bottle of this fragrance. All you have to do is shoot on over to cephalabon.com. It's going to be the first link down below in the description box. Make sure to read through the article, and after you've become a registered reader, just leave a comment on the article and you'll be automatically entered to win. That's all you got to do. It's actually really simple. Just make sure to check back on over to the article on the date that is mentioned in the article so you know if you're one of the lucky winners. But here we have a leather and lavender fragrance, and that's a very unique combination. It's not too often we encounter a leather and lavender fragrance, and this features specifically Tasmanian lavender. So it's supposed to evoke the burnt lavender fields, and there's actually something quite beautiful written on the back of this box here. A leathery aromatic perfume of lavender, pink pepper, hyssop flowers, civet, smoky woods, and dark amber that encapsulates the dry heat of Australian summers among fields of purple. Now, I've never been to Australia before. I actually hope to go within the next month or two for business-related matters, and so we'll see what that's like, but just imagining that warm, sort of almost burnt, leathery lavender vibe, and that is precisely what you get from this fragrance, among the other things that are mentioned in the note breakdown, of course, including the dry amber. In any case, I'm excited to tell you what I think of the smell and what I got from it personally, but let's start things off with the presentation. Now, right in the opening of this fragrance, you're gonna get that lavender and suede leather combination. And it's unapologetic in terms of how bold both of them are. And that's exactly what I'm looking for in a fragrance. I'm not looking for something wispy or mellow or quiet or timid or introverted or anything like that. I want something that's going to make a bold statement, something that makes its presence known. And that is precisely what happens with that lavender and leather combination in here. And it is a suede leather. If you've ever tried Ombre Leather by Tom Ford or Go Dolphin by Parfums de Marly, that's kind of the leather that you can expect from this. But what really makes this fragrance unique is the lavender. And as you really dig your nose into it, you can pick up on the presence of that lavender, and it's done so nicely in such an aromatic way, and it's used in just the right volume, just the right amount. I know a lot of people tend to associate lavender with cleaning products. You are absolutely 100% not going to get that here. It's a very tranquil, sophisticated kind of a lavender, and of course with the woods, specifically the agarwood and the leather and all of the other darker ingredients that are intermingling in the base, it really creates a sense of refinement and sophistication that I really enjoy. Now let's talk about the amber for a second as well, because ambers can be a little bit dry. They can be rather warm. They can smell exotic, especially if they're, containing a surplus of labdanum, or they can be quite sweet if they have vanilla at the forefront. And this is more of a dry amber. So there's a very nice balance of resins in here. Doesn't really spotlight the vanilla. And I do think that the spices add to that dry quality. Maybe a little bit of coriander, maybe a little bit of some other spices. I think pink pepper is listed as a note if I'm remembering correctly. Yes, of course. And pink pepper, not only is it a little bit peppery, but it also has a bit of a rosy touch. And it's so interesting, hyssop flowers. This is the first perfume in my experience that I've encountered that utilizes the note of hyssop. And so very interesting that perfumer Elias Hermenidis has included such an interesting note in this fragrance. But this is a very accommodating, very easy to wear fragrance that perhaps takes things on a bit of a darker direction. And if you're familiar with the back catalog of Goldfield and Banks creations, you know that a lot of them are very bright, very animated, very luminous, perfect for the spring and summer. So here you actually have a fragrance that can be worn all year round. And I think the versatility of this fragrance is going to appeal to a lot of people. And of course, if you are a fan of the note of leather, and if you are a fan of some of the other leather fragrances that I just mentioned, chances are you're really going to enjoy this one. And I do enjoy the fact that there are a lot of unique ingredients utilized in this fragrance. In terms of the civet though, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the civet. Nothing about this fragrance smells animalic to me, which is interesting. And even the leather itself, leather comes from the skin of an animal, right? That doesn't smell animalic to me either. There's just something very smooth, very clean. And also as it pertains to that Tasmanian lavender, there's something very aromatic, very tranquil, and very natural smelling about this too. And there's a number of natural ingredients being utilized in this fragrance. So with that said, I think it's an awesome lavender and leather fragrance where perhaps the leather is a little bit stronger than the lavender. I would say maybe 60% leather, 40% lavender, but definitely try it for yourself and see if you like it. I hope you do. I'm gonna leave links down below to where you can purchase and sample it if you're interested in getting your nose on it. I certainly think you should. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. Now, first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, I did make comparisons to a Marley and a Tom Ford, but at the end of the day, I think it's all of the other ingredients in here, the pink pepper, the hyssop, the dry amber, the lavender, that really makes this fragrance unique and makes it stand out among other leather-based fragrances. In terms of the longevity, you can expect about 8 hours on your skin. Projection was great for the first hour and a half of application. It did radiate slightly beyond an arm's length, and then it did start to sit pretty close to the skin right around hour 5, and it didn't become a skin scent until around hour 8. So the longevity and the projection for this are very good. In terms of the versatility, you can wear this one all year round. However, if you have that association between leather perfumes and colder weather, you might want to wear this one in the fall and winter. However, myself personally, with the florals and the lavender, I can see myself wearing this all year round. Perfectly unisex in my opinion. I do think that this one would work a little bit better dressed up. And if you're into that, I think this one is going to make a really good work scent. I know a lot of people probably don't want to wear anything too heavy in the office, but I don't think this fragrance is too heavy, especially if you spray conservatively. And in terms of the presentation, I love the graphic on the box here. I think it looks really cool. And it's part of the botanical series, and I just think the color, the gold hue of the bottle is also really classy and conveys luxury as well. My final verdict on this fragrance is if you are looking for a leather-based fragrance that is animated in terms of all of the other notes that are surrounding it, the lavender, the hyssop, the dry amber, the spices, the civet, all of that stuff, definitely check out Purple Suede by Goldfield and Banks. I hope you love this fragrance, and I thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you took something of value from today's review. Please don't forget to support the channel if you enjoyed this video by subscribing to it, hit the bell, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to visit ceflaban.com, first link in the description, so that you can enter for your chance to win a bottle. Thanks again for watching. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.